everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to today's stream. We have some really strong stories to go over today, and it's so nice to see so many of you. First off, let me welcome some new members and also people who are joining for the first time. I see Richie Rich. This is your very first live stream. So nice to have you here. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through to see who joined before we started. Hey, BJ Wanland. If you join during a stream, you get a shout out. Let's see here. Xalan Maru. Nice to see you here. Dominique Dosen. Brian Brown. Welcome, everybody. You guys are great. As for movie math, I was in the middle of writing it right before this. Of course, Venom and Mother's Day have made my schedule a little bit off a little bit this week. So I'm going to work to get movie math up late this evening. Hey, Patricio. So that's the way it works. It's a little difficult. Let's see here. YouTube will only send out 3 notifications a day. So I believe that I'm out of notifications for the day. So I try not to do more than 3 videos in a day because of that. However, this is an exception because I've made you wait for movie math long enough. But that sometimes affects my my programming decisions. It's 3 notifications in a 24-hour span. So I don't know why they do that, but they did. So once I hit 3 videos in 24 hours, it will not send any notifications out, which is very frustrating. All right, so we have 3 great stories to go over today. The way this works is that we do 3, it's getting pretty sunny behind me. We do the 3 stories. Then at the end, you can ask me anything you'd like for the final 10 minutes of the stream, and then I'll do a couple of shout outs. I won't do as many shout outs today as usual because I've got to get on to movie math. All right, so again, thank you everybody for joining me. It's so nice to see all of you. I'm so glad to be doing, I think, what's going to be a really great live stream. I missed you too, Nicholas. I've missed all of you. I love talking to you guys. Also, just a heads up, we have some watch-alongs coming up. It's going to be 2 in a row. We're going to do Cruella, the Cruella watch-along. I've already picked my snack. I'm going to do Nutella dipping sticks because it's very European. And then the week after will be, what is it? The week after will be The Conjuring for the first time that I've ever seen it. So I'm going to watch it with you guys for the first time. So I think I'll be doing both of them. For the Conjuring, it'll be the day of release, June 4th. What do you guys want to do for Cruella? Do you want to watch Cruella on Friday together, or would you prefer Sunday? I did see the Dave Bautista story, but it came out right before the stream, so I couldn't make it in there. So I'm curious what you guys would prefer for Cruella watch-along. Just doing a quick informal poll. Oh, lots of Sundays. Oh, Sunday. Interesting. D. Thomas is out there on their own for Friday. Everybody wants Sunday for Cruella. Okay, we'll do Sunday afternoon. That's Memorial Day weekend, though. That's Sunday, darling. Oh, that's funny. Sunday. Everybody wants Sunday. I think some of you are now just saying Sunday for Sunday. All right, so let me see about let me put under my notes. Cruella watch along. You guys want Sunday. I guess because it is Memorial, and also it's not Sunday for a lot of, it's not Memorial Day weekend for a number of you. Hey, Damani. All right, let's get started with today's stories. Here we go. I fixed it, by the way. That's why I was a few minutes late. I was like, oh, wait, does the first story not work? Boop, now it does. Hooray! So let me bring it up. I have the posters here as well. There we are, the new character posters for Black Widow. It's so crowded right now. It's so crowded in the pay attention space. Venom, of course, dropped this morning at 9 a.m. And then Black Widow was ready to go at noon with these new character posters. And I think it's a combination of Venom taking up everybody's attention. Although I think people were a little underwhelmed by the Venom trailer. I'm like, Andy Serkis, what are you, jinxed as a director? I think it was a soft trailer, to be sure, but it's just the teaser. We saw very little of it. I think there'll be even more. I'm very excited about Venom 2. But anyway, nobody paid attention to these posters. So I think it was the Venom situation. And also, I feel that this highlights just how long people have been waiting for this movie to come out. It seems like forever. Also, the problem, I think, is that the Disney Plus shows are so good. So good that it's getting harder, I think, to distinguish them. You know, you're like, how is this any different than a Disney Plus show? But it's shorter. That's how it's different. So I think that they need to work really, really hard. I think they have to work really hard at Marvel to make the movies seem like it's worth the extra effort and expense to go out and see them. I mean, they're Marvel movies, but this one has taken a very long time. I think they were really, really smart to do a Disney Plus release on this one. I think that that was the way to go. So yes, it will be $30. You have to pay $30 on the streaming service if you want to get this. But you'd have to pay that for 2 tickets to go to see it in theaters. So I think that it's somewhat fair. Although people are really going to feel the lack of extras and stuff. Remember, in just 30 days, you'll be able to buy it outright on iTunes. I think they might not do that for this one. They did it for Raya and for Soul. But I would be very, very upset. All right, so anyway, let's look at these posters. I do think they're cool posters. They're only main characters, Mika. They're not going to do a Julia Louis-Dreyfus poster for this. Val is a small role, so they're not going to do, I mean, there's no General Ross poster either, you know? So anyway, these are our main characters. And everybody has a credited actor except for Taskmaster. Now, I'm not going to ruin it, and don't write it in the comments, but pretty much everybody, if you don't know who Taskmaster is, God bless your innocent little heart. But pretty much everybody knows who Taskmaster is. So the fact that they're still continuing to be like, who is it? Is, I think, a little bit insulting. It's like, are you serious? So anyway, but I have to say, Taskmaster looks super cool. Let's make it a little bigger so you guys can see what we're talking about. I do think Taskmaster looks amazing. He's got his sword. He's got his shield. He looks so good. He looks just like Taskmaster. I loves it. So many of you don't know. Nobody do it. So anyway, I know, don't do it. So anyway, I feel that Taskmaster looks very cool there. He looks really, really great. I'm impressed. I think he's got a very small little hood, but that's okay. You know, it's a really interesting look. It's a very Euro look. He's very dashing, very dashing. So I think his poster looks great. But we've already seen him a whole lot. Then it's not like they added anything. There was nothing in any of these posters you could be like, oh, I didn't see that before. Every single poster, you're like, I've seen that before. But I think everyone looks really cool. So let's start now. After we've talked about Taskmaster, I think that Scarlett Johansson looks so cool as Black Widow on the top left. She looks really fantastic. She looks a striking profile, powerful yet beautiful. I mean, she just looks really cool. And she looks most like Black Widow that she's ever looked like, which I think is really cool. The most, you know, some of you I saw pointing out earlier, the gold bracelets, the all black. She's got the belt. I mean, she just looks fantastic. Just like Justin just said, she looks fantastic. Hey, Mr. Jojo, you're in Dubai at 1 a.m. That does deserve a shout out. She just looks great. She is proud of her cast, Chico. She looks fantastic. Then I love that Florence Pew 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 is in the white. She looks just really cool. She's got a bow staff, so she has a different set of weapons. She also has the Black Widow attitude. She's got the attitude. I think she looks fantastic. Yelena Belova. I never particularly enjoyed Yelena Belova in the comics. I am such a big Yelena Belova fan, and I have not even seen the character yet. I mean, in action. I've just, we've just been barely introduced to her, and I think she's fantastic. So good. Then Rachel Weisz, who said she would never do a blockbuster again, but she sure changed her tune. I always resent when people are disparaging of the films that made them famous. That's right, Chad. Hey, Daniel Hernandez. Chad got his comment blocked, but I'm going to bring it in because it's true. No butt shots. That's so important. No butt shots. Do you not know what a butt shot is? It's used a lot for female characters in comic books and also in movie posters. And when they somehow turn their back to the camera and then look over their shoulder so you can see their face, but at the same time also their butt. The other few male characters use this except for Nightwing. He gets butt shots all the time, which is hilarious. So I'm very glad, and I think that's wonderful that none of these characters are doing that. I think that needs to go away. It's similar to how Elizabeth Olsen was like, why do all my outfits have ridiculous cleavage? And she said, that's kind of not cool. And I would like to point out, as many of you are, that Joss Whedon is behind both those decisions. Joss Whedon is behind the butt shot posters, and he's behind the cleavage on on the Scarlet Witch. So a lot of color descriptions here. Black Widow, Scarlet Witch. It's like we're playing Clue here, man. Richie, I know that I gave you a shout out, Richie, at the beginning of the video. Rachel Weisz, fine. Like Edelweiss, I guess. She has the traditional Black Widow pose there, which I feel is very telling. She's supposed to be playing, another classic Marvel villain, but she also might be like someone in the Red Room. We don't want to give too much away. A lot of these characters, if you know what they are, it gives a lot away. So I'm trying not to give it away if you don't know yet. Then you've got David Harbour as the Red Guardian. I love David Harbour. I think he's so fantastic. I'm so excited that he's going to be in this movie. I don't think he's going to make it out of it alive, which is kind of frustrating, but I love the idea of he's the Russian Captain America. I just think that's a great idea. It's great. It's so good. It writes itself, particularly when you have David Harbour playing the character. Gabriel, I agree. I've also never forgiven Rachel Weisz for not returning for The Mummy. I'll never get over it. I mean, I'll still watch her movies and all, but I will always remember it. It's always like Anne Hathaway kind of making fun of the Princess Diaries and being a little disparaging about that. I'm never going to get over that either. And then there is O.T. Fagbenley, who has done no promotion for this movie, basically. And I feel bad for him because I think we'll be talking a lot about him after the movie's over. All right, so anyway, I think these posters look amazing. I think they look absolutely fantastic, but I think it just sucks for this movie that it's taken so long for it to come out. There's just nothing they can do about it. So they're just going to go for it. And I hope the movie's really, really good and everybody loves it and pays a lot of attention to it. All right, so that's the first story of the day. Do you guys like the posters before I move on to the next one? This next one's a juicy one. Rudy says it should have come out before July. I agree, especially since it's on Disney+. We could have used it this week, quite frankly. But most of you like the posters. Although I like Nate's, they're fine. Ooh, the dreaded fine. Next you'll say they're cute. It's cute. But I like them. I think they look cool. Hey, Bojack, thanks for joining. All right, so let's go on to the next story of the day. All right, hold on. Here we go. Boop. The Golden Globes have been canceled. Literally. This is not cancel culture. They have literally been canceled by NBC. They will not be airing next year. That is a big, big development. Like, holy crap. And it's even worse. So yes, Scarlett Johansson's having a big week. And you know what? That just goes to show that life's a marathon, not a sprint. Because everybody was upset with her and laughing at her just like a year or 2 years ago. And now she's a hero again. So you just got to stay in it. Keep your head down. Keep going. Even if you mess up, just keep going. Never let them see you sweat. So she was one of the people who late last week spoke out about the Golden Globes. So now you have the headline. I'm going to tell you about how this goes along. And I think this is legit, by the way. I think everybody here is doing the right thing. So I'm going to go through this in the order of how it happened now so you can follow it. All right, so right before the Golden Globes aired this year, it was revealed via a lawsuit that came out that the Golden Globes didn't have a single black member in their 80-something membership, which is pretty horrific considering that would be horrific for any organization, and they have absolutely no excuse. They're a global community. It's just really abhorrent that they didn't have a single black member. Not one. That's incredible to me. Then there were legit proof of bribes. Not just that people were being flown out, like for instance, they flew everybody to the set of Emily in Paris to stay at a very fancy hotel. But also, and that was Netflix. Keep Netflix in mind. Netflix is going to come up in a moment. And then also it was revealed that a number of the members had jobs working for the company. They had jobs. And they were getting incredible salaries. They were like, what do you do? And they're like, I oversee the website. And they got tens of thousands of dollars. So it was very, very, very bad. Everybody has known that Golden Globes are not great for a long time.
But this was like, it was always just something that people talked about. But this was legit proof. And the thing about not having a single black voter was just horrific. So they made a couple of apologies during the telecast, as you might recall. And then on May 6th, they put forward their proposal for how they would fix things. And everybody saw the proposal and they were like, not enough. So it fell like dominoes. So the first dominoes to fall were some mighty big ones. Netflix, who had participated in this, who had flown everybody out for Emily in Paris. Netflix was like, we're not going to do this anymore. And they said that they would not participate in the Golden Globes or submit their movies or television shows until they felt that real change had been made. Then Amazon chimed in and said, same thing. They're not going to do it either. And then Mark Ruffalo called them out. And then Scarlett Johansson called them out. And then Scarlett Johansson hit them hard. She hit them really, really hard. She said, I have had a very bad situation with the Golden Globes for years. She said, as an awards actor, you often have to go and campaign, of course, as we all know. And she said, I have gone, or in the past, went to a number of Golden Globe events, and the Hollywood Foreign Press Association asked me questions that I would say were not just bordering, but in some cases were outright sexual harassment. What were they asking her? Oh my God. And she said, because of that reason, I have not participated in any campaign events for the Golden Globes for the last few years. I couldn't believe that she said that. That was just incredible. You can still be nominated, A. Smalls. Scarlett Johansson could still be nominated. The studio still put her forward, but she said she would not participate in any interactions with the Hollywood Foreign Press Association because of those previous experiences. That is horrible. And then also late last week, hey, Master World 648. Also late last week, this was a doozy. Someone pointed out and they said, just to remind you, the whole reason that the Golden Globes became popular in the first place was that Harvey Weinstein was the one who made them successful. Harvey Weinstein made them a really big deal so that he could get momentum for his movies as winners to the Oscars. And Harvey Weinstein is the one who created the Golden Globes as they are today, not only as a big awards, as a ratings generator, but also as a path to the Oscar. So that's horrible. Who wants to be associated with that? So it's very bad. So then what happens today? So that was late last week. And apparently there were a lot of conversations over the weekend because today, two horrible things happened. NBC canceled the 2022 telecast and they said, hey, maybe in 2023 we'll air it again, but we're not airing it. It's done. It will not air in 2022. I think really the ratings were very poor this year, but I think there were other circumstances as well. But I don't think it's going to be a huge loss for NBC to lose them for a year, and I think they don't want to lose the overall contract. World of Devon, we're not at the shout-out stage just yet, so you got to wait. Please be patient. So I think that they don't want to lose the contract to broadcast the Globes going forward, but they're really, really, really trying to send a strong message to the Globes to fix this. So that's to lose the broadcast. I don't think a worse thing could have been done to the Golden Globes. That's very bad. Then it actually did get worse. Tom Cruise, as many of you saw, sent back his Golden Globes to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. All three of them. He packed them up and sent them back. That is incredible. The Golden Globes will never live. They'll never live down not airing, and they'll never live down Tom Cruise sending back his Golden Globes. And they're going to get more. Because how do you keep your Golden Globes after Tom Cruise sent his back? You look like a jerk. You got to send them back. I mean, everybody, and that's going to leave a lot of holes in people's awards cabinets, but I can't think of anyone who would keep their Golden Globe after that. I think it's just so bad. Because every time you do an interview, at least for the next 3 or 4 months, people are going to be like, so you still have your Golden Globes? That's so bad. You have to get rid of them. So they're going to send them all back. So he sent back, these are major Golden Globes too. These are huge historic Golden Globes. Jerry Maguire, Born on the 4th of July, and Magnolia. That is incredible. That's incredible. Like, wow. That's like, I mean, I don't think you should, and I don't think you can keep your Golden Globe after that. That's true. For some people who've only won one award, they're going to have to give it back. And, but I mean, who would want that in their house? If someone came in to see you, they'd be like, you'd be like, you just can't have it. It's useless. It's worse than useless. It's detrimental to you. Hey, Joshua Longshore. So I feel like what's going to happen to the awards landscape? Now, their viewership's already going down. There's already too many of them. But this is a major, major hole in the awards calendar. So the first immediate beneficiary will be the Oscars. They're like, woo, we thought we had a bad year. And they did. They certainly did. But they've become predictable because everybody who wins the Golden Globe usually wins the Oscar. Except for a few very infamous discrepancies, which in fact happened this year. So that'll help the Oscars a lot. I think the Oscars should even consider moving up. I think, you know what? I didn't even think about this until right now, because I was like, who's going to take the January spot? Right after New Year's, I think that's when the Oscars should be, quite frankly, because I thought maybe SAG or Critics' Choice or the BAFTAs would move up and say, hey, televise us. I mean, I'd be on the phone to NBC right now if I were one of those awards organizations and say, hey, can I get in here? Why don't you advertise my show? So Josh Loves Movies says the Super Bowl is in February, so they should move up. I think they should. I think the Oscars should move to January. If I were the Oscars, I'd move to early January. Be the first awards show. And then everybody else, who cares, right? I mean, that would just KO all your competition. All the awards movies come out during the holidays, so hey. I mean, I guess it would suck because they'd have to campaign during the holidays. But, oh well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do they want the Oscars to be successful or not? It would be horrible for publicists. It would be just so bad for everybody. But, oh well. Maybe I'd make it late January, right before the Super Bowl. And then you could campaign right after New Year's. Maybe I'd do that. So that's what I would do. I think that the Oscars, Nate's very passionate. Nate says, no, Grace, the Oscars need to end the awards season. Do they? I mean, they're dying back there. Oh, Cabello says late January is the Grammys. Okay, so then, all right. Well, if I the Oscars, I'd move up and take it. No, they don't, Nate. No, they don't. I mean, who cares? I mean, you're talking about an awards calendar that we're at the point that nobody pays attention to it anymore. Like, no one's watching any of these awards shows. It doesn't matter to anybody. It's just a disaster. So I think because here's the thing, if SAG, Critics' Choice, or BAFTAs move into that January spot, then the Oscars going to have to compete with them. That's funny, Derek. Derek says, I agree, thank you. And Nate says, I care, Grace. Nate, your awards passion is noted. Lisa agrees with me, says, I can't care about these other shows. Oh, no, you do want to. I can't care about these other shows if we give away the big award first. Do you want to care about them, though, Lisa? I'm not sure. Hey, Christopher. Dancing Dog 60 doesn't care about any of this. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think I don't know if the Golden Globes will return. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody would care. I mean, I did like the fact that they did television and movies in one ceremony. That was fun. And SAG does that. And so does Critics' Choice. No, I don't think Critics' Choice does. I have a vote in the Critics' Choice Awards, but I'm not quite sure who. I think they have two different presentations, though. I think there's just a film one. But SAG is film and TV. But I don't know. SAG's too actory, in my opinion. I don't know. Why do people have to mess stuff up? Why couldn't the Golden Globes just do what they were supposed to do? Oh, Critics' Choice does do both. All right, so we're in a race for SAG and Critics' Choice to fill in that spot. We'll see what happens. It's just really bad situation. Really, really bad. All right, so that's the second story of the day. Hold on. Boop. All right. So for the final story of the day, we have a really great look at Leonardo DiCaprio. There it is. in his new Scorsese movie for Apple TV, which is also made by Paramount for some reason, but yet isn't on Paramount Plus. Who knows what's going on with these streaming services? It's ridiculous. So this is called Killers of the Flower Moon, based on a book. There's the book there on the top there in that little picture. Now, this is kind of like There Will Be Blood, but it's a true crime thing. And it heavily focuses on a true story that happened to some Native Americans. This is one of those dark, true stories about America's past that we like to, that, you know, America's got a lot of, every place. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. So anyway, again, this is a true story, whereas There Will Be Blood was not a true story. So Scorsese is directing this, and it stars not just DiCaprio, but his other favorite actor, Robert De Niro. DiCaprio and De Niro, oh boy. And this is DiCaprio and actress Lily Gladstone. So the story is, this takes place in the 1920s, and William Hale, played by Robert De Niro, that's the real guy in the top left. That's the real guy, William Hale. He and his two nephews, one played by DiCaprio and the other by Scott Shepherd. When you see Scott Shepherd, you'll be like, oh yeah, that guy. Now, at the time, they lived in Osage County, where the Osage tribe, Native Americans, owned a lot of the land. And they had oil under that land. Now, because of the laws of the time, I don't believe there was some red tape, and so other people were able to profit off of the oil, but it was taking a long time, and there was like a lot of, again, red tape, as I said. So William Hale got the horrific idea that he would just kill these Native Americans and take their land. And some of them were married into his family. So when they would die, the land would go to the William Hale family. And all in all, they killed about at least 20 people. Isn't that horrible? And local law enforcement could do nothing about it because they were either in William Hale's pocket or they were terrified of Hale. So enter the FBI, which had just recently been formed. So the FBI had to investigate this. And as Mika pointed out, Jesse Plemons will play that FBI officer. I love me some Jesse Plemons. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio was originally supposed to play the FBI agent, the lead FBI agent, but decided he wanted to play one of the murderers instead. That's crazy, but I guess he feels it's more of an acting challenge. Dan, I do believe they have Native American actors cast in this project. For instance, Lily Gladstone has Native American heritage, the actress next to DiCaprio right there. For those of you asking about the year, this was again in the 1920s. This sounds very interesting to me. I think Scorsese always delivers, and it's an incredible cast. You know, De Niro, DiCaprio, Jesse Plemons. I mean, I think it's going to be really, really strong. Will it be strong enough to make people watch Apple TV? How about you? If you don't have Apple TV, would you get it for this? John, I'm not quite sure when this movie's coming out, but they're filming it right now. So, you know, maybe by the end of the year, because I think Scorsese could probably work pretty fast because it's not really VFX heavy for the most part. Brett, does Leo want another Oscar? Maybe. Chico's like, I need to see the trailer. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of no's. Even with DiCaprio and De Niro for Scorsese, you're still not going to do it? That's incredible. Wow. If DiCaprio can't get you onto Apple TV, it's interesting. DiCaprio was one of the last movie stars to go to streaming, and now he's doing a ton of streaming. He's in the Netflix movie with Jennifer Lawrence for Adam McKay, you know, Don't Look Up, about the asteroids. And then now he's doing this for Apple TV. That's incredible. I think Apple TV should make it that you could rent their movies on iTunes if you don't want to get the service, to be honest with you. And also then their stuff could trend. Right now, it just goes into a black hole. That's right, Masterworks. Cherry was also Apple TV, but that was a horrible movie, so that's why it didn't really help for them. Greyhound was good, the Tom Hanks film, but you know, again, that was like a small film, and it just wasn't enough to get anybody to go. I mean, how about Ted Lasso, which GP just mentioned? I love Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is the greatest show ever created. It's very good. That's right, Joseph. Ted Lasso is the only successful thing on Apple TV. Defending Jacob should have been with Chris Evans, but just not enough people are watching the service. It's sad. Very sad. All right, so I think this picture looks pretty good, though. But I mean, come on. How could it not be good with DiCaprio, De Niro, and Scorsese? It's going to be so good. All right, so those are the 3 stories of the day. It's 5:06. You can ask me anything you like until 5:15. And then I must get on to movie math. I don't think the morning show, Ashley, is particularly successful. I mean, I think it got a lot of press coverage. Oh, Sufjan, I can't say who is anybody watching Mayor of Easttown? Because I'll guess who I think the murderer is. Do you guys want me to guess? I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I have not read the book. Do you want me to guess? I don't think any of you are even watching that show. Okay, I'll say who I think it is since nobody here is really... I have one no. John says don't do it. Okay, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But I think I know who it is. But let's see. I'm more curious as to who she's going to go on a date with on Saturday night. She seems to be going out with both of them. All right. Oh, I haven't seen any Black Widow Barbies, Jen. That sounds like something I would like very much to see. Let's see here. Braden, thank you for asking. I had a wonderful Mother's Day with my mother and my family. It was really a great day. It was just so nice, especially during the pandemic, that we were able to still have a great day, even though we couldn't go out to a restaurant and stuff like that. We had a great time. I hope you all had a wonderful day as well, and that you told your mothers how much you loved them. Or that if you have any children, that they told you how much they love you. Just a giant love fest for all of you. I hope so. Hey, Raphael, I think that the Gal Gadot thing, I mean, I'm glad she confirmed it, but I don't think it adds anything new to the conversation. And she said she took care of it right away. And Joss Whedon was fired from Warner Brothers. He doesn't work there anymore. They didn't say specifically that they fired him because of the investigation, but after the investigation was done, what do you know? He decided to leave the Nevers, and he's not working for Warner Brothers anymore in any capacity. So if he still worked there, I think you'd have something to discuss, but there's nothing to discuss because he's not there anymore. John, I don't know if DiCaprio will ever go to the MCU. Maybe when he's a lot older, but I think still now he's got a lot of movies in him. Madeline says, what are your thoughts on Gwyneth Paltrow's comments? I think it's tough. I think that she was just doing a lighthearted thing she said that she had a lot of carbs and drank a lot and went off the rails during the pandemic. And of course, that's nowhere near the horrible situation that some people have had. But I don't think that it was, I don't know. It's like when people made fun of Kate Winslet for talking about how great Wawa is, which is like a local convenience supermarket in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area where the show is filmed. I don't think that she meant anything by that either. Scottish Boy says, any place in New York you recommend for when I come over from Scotland next Christmas? Well, Christmas is the best time to visit New York City. There's so much great stuff going on over here. You definitely want to do all the stuff that you see in the movies. And you can. Linda says, I'll take any tea you got. That's hilarious, Linda. I love that you have like tea and soup mixed up there. Linda, I told you that the Venom trailer was coming today. I don't think that I told you the Toby Emmerich stuff before it happened. I don't have any specific tea for you today, I'm afraid. Let's see here. Oh, well, I'll tell you, Brett says, this is so funny. Brett says, you said Andrew Garfield filmed scenes for Far From Home. Why did he say he wasn't called? Well, what else is Andrew Garfield going to say? If he says no comment, he might as well say I'm in it. And if he says I'm in it, he'll totally ruin the surprise that they have coming. So it makes absolutely, I mean, they shouldn't be asking him. I don't know why his publicist wasn't like, don't ask him about Spider-Man. I think he's just doing his best to try and deflect. Because everybody knows that, I mean, you might be able to argue that maybe he's telling the truth, except for the fact that Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx both have confirmed they're in the movie, like themselves. So I think Andrew Garfield's just doing the best he can to try and, to just deflect because he doesn't want to be responsible for talking about it. I didn't cover the second episode of The Bad Batch because there ain't nobody watching that show. It's a lot of work to cover a show like that, and so I'm only going to do it if there's a big audience. And I was surprised at how small the audience was for The Bad Batch. So I'll continue to watch it, but it's not a big thing. Is Saga going to return this year? Who said that? Portis too. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Saga is like one of the best comic books ever written. It ended on such an incredible cliffhanger too, before Brian K. Vaughan and his artist took like a ridiculously long break. Let's see here. Silent Magician 7. It's just trying to, let's see. Do you feel bad for Henry Cavill? I do feel bad for Henry Cavill. I think he genuinely doesn't understand why things didn't work out for him. I hope that Danny Garcia explains it to him. I think he'll be okay. You know, he has The Witcher, so he should be okay with that. But like, no, someone else needs to give him work. Nobody else is giving this guy work. I mean, you gotta agree that something's wrong when no one else will hire Henry Cavill, right? Why doesn't Christopher McQuarrie hire him for something else? Why did they kill off his character in the Mission Impossible franchise? When they did it, I was like, why did you do that? Remember they were saying maybe they were going to have flashbacks or give him a twin brother so they could bring him back, but yet they suspiciously didn't? You know, like there are so many other people that could hire him that he's worked with in the past that could rehire him, and yet they're not. I mean, I think that's got to show you something. I know some of you would like to see him play Omni-Man, but I think he's too young for that role. Evan Moore says, are you casually watching any TV shows? I watch Shark Tank for fun. I really have a lot to watch for work, though. Like, I watched Halston last week. I watched it in 2 days. I can review it on Friday when the show drops. I'll tell you this, though. It made me cry really hard. I was like, I'm crying so hard I thought the show was only medium, but I'm bawling. So it really got me at the end. I thought Ewan McGregor did a fantastic job. I would nominate him for many awards for that. Mika says, what are your thoughts on Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live? A real nothing burger, you know? I mean, I think he was more likable than I'd anticipated. And I think that I don't know if he actually has Asperger's, but he seemed to in the way he handled himself. And when you see that as the situation, then you really have to applaud someone for putting themselves out there like that. I thought he was good-natured. I thought, he seemed to be like he was coming from a good place. I think that the sketches were not very good. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was one of the worst Saturday Night Lives I've ever seen. But I know some other people who thought it was fantastic. So what did you guys think of the Elon Musk SNL? I mean, I just thought it was almost unwatchable, in my opinion. Let's wait for you guys to catch up to me. I also thought he seemed nothing like I thought Elon Musk would be like. Which I guess was both good and bad. I saw someone liked it. Other people didn't like it. Hey, Devin Henderson. Some of you didn't watch. I see. I'm glad a number of you agree with me, but yet some of you enjoyed it. That's interesting. I just thought it was awful. But I'm glad that some of you enjoyed it. Wow, I have this on 3 minutes to try and make it go slower, but I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm. This is wonderful. Let's see here. Madeline, I'm not going to do a spoiler review for Shadow and Bone because it wasn't as hot out of the gate as I'd anticipated. I probably wouldn't have done a spoiler review for Jupiter's Legacy. The trailer reaction on that was so hot that I thought the show was going to be bigger. It's doing very well. It's like #1, but it's not like The Witcher. But I would probably do a spoiler review for Shadow and Bone Season 2, which hasn't been released yet. What the heck was with that, right? Chris, the Liza role in Halston is quite big, but I think the actress is only medium. I mean, it's the Ewan McGregor show. But what a show! It is basically Black Mask, the movie, and it is great. It really stuck with me. Oh, I will tell you this. It's extremely graphic. It's NC-17. Oh boy, it was very graphic. I haven't watched another round yet. Who asked me that? Brett? I haven't gotten to it yet. Too much other stuff I need to watch. I'm waiting on screeners for this week. So much stuff comes out on Friday. It's insane. And they're not sending screeners out for any of it, which is scary for me. I'm like, why are you hiding it? World of Devon says, when are we getting a Stranger Things 4 trailer? Well, they have like 2 more little teases to go, so probably after that. Yeah, it's interesting that Ewan McGregor's doing Obi-Wan, which is a Disney show, and then he's also doing something that's so graphic like this. But he's a serious actor, and so I think that makes perfect sense. I'm a big Ewan McGregor fan. He can do whatever he wants as far as I'm concerned. Or in this case, whoever he wants. So graphic. Whoa! You might be like, Grace is totally overselling it. No. I haven't seen A Woman in the Window yet. I'm waiting on that screener. I don't know if I'm even going to review it if I don't get it in advance. I will do a best and worst of the year so far, but in June. That's 6 months into the year. So I have to wait till the end of June. So we're not there quite yet. Oh, I like talking to you guys so much I went on for too long. All right, so let me do a couple of shout outs and then I'll get to movie math and that will go up this evening. So please tell me what you're doing, where you are, if you're eating anything, if you're doing anything, just something so I can interact with you. But no more questions. No more questions. Save them for tomorrow. Oh, I'm not reviewing. Okay, Mika, I'll do that one. I'm not reviewing Spiral because there are no screeners and I don't feel comfortable going to the theater just yet. So I can't review that movie. I'm sorry. Also, I don't want to watch Samuel L. Jackson get tortured. Scott's not eating cake. Oh, Scott, I'm impressed with your willpower. While as Justin just ate some tacos. Dancing Dog 60 is ordering pizza in Boston. Too lazy to cook. I've been there, boy. Let's see here. Master Word 648 says, hi, I'm studying for a final. Love Invincible. Me too. Good luck on your final. Richie Rich says, I fell in love with Ewan McGregor in Moulin Rouge. He's easy to fall in love with. He's great. Hocus Focus is making egg creams with the real You Bet chocolate syrup. Wow. I'm always impressed with your cooking endeavors, Hocus Focus. Linda Collins is fixing to get Chinese for supper, waiting on my son in the parking lot at the dentist. Oh, that sounds like a very nice evening. That seems very cozy to me. The World of Devon is in California where the cases are doing super well. I know, I'm so jealous of you. Disneyland's going to open there soon. You guys are doing great. Flavio Zamudio says, hello, Grace. I'm having Argentinian empanadas in Texas. Oh, that sounds good. I think, hopefully we'll be getting a new mayor here soon. Right now I'm considering voting for Eric Adams for mayor. Let's see here. Peyton Lockley says, I love your shirt, Grace. Thank you. I'm channeling House Targaryen. Thank you. I wore it for Venom. I did, the black and the red. This is a Ted Baker shirt, if anybody would like to get it for themselves. Let's see here. Anthony from Arizona, who's watching Jupiter's Legacy. I hope you're enjoying it. Richie Rich is procrastinating reading for my exams in Nigeria. I know where Nigeria is. That's so great, Richie Rich. That's so cool to talk to you all the way across the globe. And I'm a fan of procrastination myself. Let's see here. Evan says, back home in Ohio, and I graduated college last Saturday. Congratulations. Oh, I'm sorry you had to do it during a pandemic, but I hope you had a good time, and that's just so wonderful that you were able to do that. Sean says, is Disneyland opening still for California residents only? I think that if you are vaccinated, you can go. Josh Loves Movie says the Cruella embargo lifts on Friday. All right, because I didn't want to talk about it because that's wrong. I'll fix it. The social media embargo for Cruella lifts on Friday. The review embargo lifts week of release. Let me just double check. I got my notes. Yeah, the actual review embargo is week of release. The social media embargo is on Friday. Mick Cleary says hello from Dublin where it's raining. Oh, that sounds very, very atmospheric. Danny Selguera says supposedly working at home. That's funny. In Guatemala. Carlos Munoz is eating Alfredo pasta. Oh, I'm jealous. Lee says just about to watch the first Venom movie after the trailer dropped today. Oh, that's great. I liked it. I hope you have a good time. Some people hated it though, so I'll be curious to see what camp you fall in. Madeline says watching chipmunks scurry along our garden. Oh wow, you're living a Snow White Disney princess life over there, Madeline. Let's see here. Chad says listening to you on my way to the gym in Manhattan. Hello, fellow Manhattanite. Let's see here. Caleb is avoiding pre-calculus work in Denver. Oh yeah. Let's see. Damani Lovell says, hey, Grace, I'm in New York City. I'm deciding what to get from DoorDash. But I watched Jupiter's Legacy in one sitting. It was amazing. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it as much as I did. All right, I'll do 2 more shout-outs, and then I got to get on Movie Math. My lighting is going to pieces here. Let's see here. Dominique says, Grace, I'm so happy to be a member finally. I've been watching your channel since 2013. Oh, love, heart to you. And I love you and your work so much, and I've learned so much and have so many great memories with you. Oh, that's so wonderful. And now we can interact, Dominique. That's fantastic. And we'll create new memories to add to your pile. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad I saw that comment. Let's see here. John says, I will be eating nuggies for dinner. Oh, curse you. I have giant nuggies in my freezer. You know, the ones you can have for a sandwich. And I don't have any hamburger buns left over, so I'm not sure how I'm going to eat them. Curses. Let's see. And waiting for Movie Math. Movie Math won't go up for like 3 hours. It takes me a while to make Movie Math. I apologize. And Steven, hey Steven, says I'm in Brooklyn. I just made Brussels sprouts for dinner after 2 workouts. Good for you. You are an inspiration. While Jico says I have a bunch of KFC side dish from yesterday. That sounds great. You guys are great. Christopher is coming from LA drinking Oreo shakes. Delicious. And KT and Biscuit says, take the time you need for Movie Math. Oh, that's so sweet of you, but I should get on it. David says Movie Math is worth the wait. Well, I don't want to make you have to wait, though. Oh, wow, Chelsea Pierce just joined, and so did Party God Kevin. Party God Kevin is here. Oh, hello, welcome. You guys, if you have a quick thing if you want to say before I log off, because you just joined. You can just say hi. I want me to put you on the spot. Hey, Caesar Coronado. Caleb says, I'm in Maryland fighting a food coma and drafting a legal brief. What a combo. That's hilarious. That's really funny. All right, so thank you so much. That's today's stream. There will be a new stream, other streams this week. I'm aiming for the 3. And of course, the watch-alongs are coming. Remember, the watch-alongs will be on the Sunday, Memorial Day weekend for Cruella. And then also on June 4th when the Conjuring 3 comes out, because I'm going to watch it for the first time with you. And we're going to get all scared together. Okay, everybody, have a great evening. And Movie Math will go up in about 3 hours. Okay, bye. Bye, everybody.